I heard recently the hardest part of anything in life is showing up. And if you can do that, then you're exactly where you need to be. I have tried and given up filmmaking, telling stories so many times over the past 15 years. I guess you could call it creating content, but I like to think of it like filmmaking because it makes me feel a lot more motivated. But I've had a pretty complicated relationship with it. Sometimes just loving the documenting side or interacting with the wider world. But I've also been in huge ruts where I felt pressure to create or created just to impress. But right now, I'm very much in the filmmaking stage, where I just want to show up, learning how to make little documentaries, filming my life and works, telling stories along the way. So this will be my campfire, and I invite you to sit down with me as I make a wildflower garden. Finding felting has been a big step for me in my creativity, of just play and experimentation. An area much needed where creativity for me is tied up with my career in illustration. And this wildflower garden is my first attempt at wet felting, with some needle felting to finish off. As with any first try, I made a lot of mistakes. The base is not felted enough, so not quite sturdy enough for a plate mat. But I loved the mixture of greens to make a shady secret wildflower dwelling. It was like painting with wool. Though this probably wasn't technically the right way to do wet felting, and I think next time I would use a more mesh-like material on top, as the material I used kind of stuck to the fibers of the wool and it made it a bit hard to pull off. When it comes to creating something, I don't like to get doing things exactly the right way, in the way of following the inspiration and just making. First tries are rarely perfect, even when following exact instructions. And if you wait for all the perfect tools, perfect timings, and knowledge, you will never start. I definitely did not roll enough when making this mat. And I've since learned that you should roll 100 times in each direction to allow the fibers to get enough friction to felt through. So I just got it out the dryer. I'm actually really happy with that. I'm really happy with the fluffiness. It's like a little beautiful scene. A lot of different greens because that's how I like to illustrate. I love the way the shadows grow across grass and the different colors of grasses. Baby is very interested too. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to felt on flowers, rocks, maybe like a little mushroom house. I have to work out how to make that though. But yeah, I think it's looking really beautiful. Wet felting is a lovely craft as it can involve the whole family. We sat and rolled flower stems and grass blades all together. And the kids were so enthusiastic. I had grass blades to spare. The needle felting next stages were mainly done at night when the little heads are on the pillow. But I did try and involve them at the start. But with the sharp needles and their ages, it was a little stressful. This stage was very experimental for me, And I kind of approached it like sculpting, just grabbing more and more wool like you might with clay and building up the structure and felting it in. And it worked out pretty well. We've had a lot of people ask us why we live in England, comparing it to Australia and its sun and good beaches. But honestly, the weather is one of the things we love most about living here. It does rain more, but where we live, rarely anything torrential, like the downpours in the tropics where I grew up. Nothing that's some good rain gear to put on to go about your day and continue your adventures. And then the rest of the time, it's just so deliciously mild, so easy to live, exist, and explore nature. Australia is beautiful and wild and raw, but it can be harsh to live in as well. And all the rain of England makes the soft grasses perfect for picnics and makes the flowers that bloom in spring that we couldn't believe were real when we first arrived. It's such a beautiful little habitat, and we do love living here. I do love creating in a way which suits the style of life you are in. Be willing to ebb and flow with what life throws at you. As a teenager, my budding art style was filled with mimicry of the greats and fueled with the fiery passions of a politically charged youth. Then, as a fine arts student, with all the time in the world, I did very exploratory pieces, from giant termite mounds out of candy and spiders made from 1,000 cuts, quite literally made from tiny little glass shards. As a fresh illustrator, I loved detail and preferenced digital art, a particularly useful medium for when one's in their 20s and frequently travelling. I found transitioning into motherhood, I didn't have time for those pieces and felt stuck in a rut and confused. I needed time and a reflection on who I was and who I might become. And the results are I'm doing a completely different style of work than I used to. When I paint, it's quicker, more naive, simplistic, and looser. I'm more willing to embrace line work and simple drawings with 1 or 2 colours and find the beauty in those. And to be honest, the boldness of saying, this is all this needs. And I'm finding I'm also just creating for the sake of it, like my children do, for the beauty, for the joy, for the use. Nothing to do with the business, but more to do with the seasons of life and the weather and where we're at, just like this wildflower mat, purely made just to enjoy and be around. Mistakes become part of the artwork, and I am learning to embrace the beauty of imperfection and honor where I'm at in life.